I think the takeaway from this banner is the attack takeaway. What's good? It's your boy Rico. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Duel. And we just finished up a stream. Well, we finished up the stream like 3 hours ago. After that, I played 3 matches with the figures that I've compiled. And I've got to say, I'm actually liking the deck that I'm running. So, before we even jump in the 2 matches, there's 2 matches I want to show you featuring the Elgyem. Basically, the Elgyem, the deck that I have crafted with Elgyem and kind of a godlike Lunala. But before we jump into that, I want to briefly discuss the figures, and remember, the matches are in the description below. So let's take a look at the Mega Gardevoir. I think the Mega Gardevoir has a wheel similar to the Milotic, but I think Milotic is better because the blue does more things. Like, it can confuse a lot of things, and it can make you a reliable attacker if you confuse yourself. The thing with Gardevoir, I wanted Mega Gardevoir to... I want him to be more of an attacker. Why is this not focusing? Hold on. Alright, sorry, I don't know why it was out of focus there, but I wanted Gardevoir to be more of a reliable attacker. Unfortunately, it's not. It's got, like I said, the wheel's inconsistent, the blue hole, which it's basically like a Pawnee Wish, and then it basically has a built-in switch. At the start of your turn, this Pokemon may switch places with one of your Pokemon on the field, bench, or PC. So, I'm not really too into him. Now, Mega Banette, I like the knockoff ability, or the attack knockoff. I like when people finally start to get the knockoff. Knockoff, what it does in the Game Boy games, like it knocks off the held item. This knocks off like the plate that you've used. So, I like the Mega Banette. I like the knockoff. It does good damage. The wheel's okay. And it turns everything into the gold into white, which is going to be beneficial against... this is going to be good in Ghost decks. And it also has the ability that this Pokemon deals plus 10 damage for each of your Banette and Shuppet that have been knocked out during the duel. I've seen duels where they've had 3 Banettes, and each time the Banette gets KO'd, they get plus 10 damage, or plus... Is it plus 10 damage? Yeah, it's plus 10 damage. So I was seeing Banettes hitting for plus 50. It was absolutely insane. I'm excited to see more from Banette and Mega Banette. Now, what's really good about the Giratina is because of its ability to change forms, it can get rid of status conditions. Like if you're status, burned, paralyzed, confused, or whatever, and here comes McKenna. But if you are a status condition, you can change forms when you move, and you are no longer status. I do think the altered form. I think the altered form has a better will just because of the hex. It does 100 damage, it does 200 if you're status. But I mean, Dracometer is pretty beneficial. But this loot or Giratina being able to move essentially 2 spaces now from where you originally were, and with the Dragon Sphere, it's gonna be pretty good. Now, Marshadow, I love Marshadow. When I first saw the sprite, I thought like the body of it, I thought it was fake. I don't really like the design, but Marshadow is I think it's a good runner because of the ability. While this Pokemon is on the field, opposing Pokemon deal negative 20 damage for each of your ghost Pokemon adjacent to them. So if you attack somebody because you're a ghost, they're negative 20. Now just think of what this is going to look like with Lunala when the Psychic Gym comes. It's going to be absolutely insane. I think it's a great runner, basically hitting for 50 and 90. And then the Spectral Thief, this attack damage is boosted by the amount of any attack damage increases from the battle opponent. So you also get that buff. So I don't know, I think it's a really good runner. Drift Blim, man. I thought this was a missed opportunity. I wanted it to have the Aftermath ability, which it does, but I wanted it to, like, if you get KO'd, you attach a curse marker to the opponent or anything adjacent to it. I think it would have been really cool, but it basically has the same ability as the Electrodes. And I've been cheesed really hard. There was one time the opponent had a Voltorb on my right entry point. They had a Voltorb right next to my goalie, and they brought their Electrode to my left entry point, and I surrounded it because I had the long throw. And because of its ability, it was able to get rid of one of the Voltorbs and things adjacent to it. So they KO'd the one that was by my goalie. My goalie was gone, and then they just marched to my goal from the right entry point. It was pretty cheesy. But takeaway, dude, this is what we need to focus on, is the takeaway. The takeaway is borderline broken. If the battle opponent's MP is the same or higher than this Pokemon's MP, the battle opponent moves to your PC. If it does, this Pokemon moves to the bench. Like, you can easily clear the board with Takeaway. And Drifblim is not the only one who has it. I like the EX Banette because of the knockoff. The Will is pretty similar to Frostlass, and it's going to be 0 miss at level 5. I think it's great. Doesn't have to worry about like the high damage because of the Destiny Bond. I think this is a great figure. Now, the Beheeyem and the Elgyem, they also have Takeaway, and they also have Teleport. Look how big the Takeaway is on the Elgyem. I think it's bigger than the... Wait, what is Drifblim? Is it based at 32? And this one is 32. So actually it's the same. And if you have Carbonite into it, it's 41. But its Teleport moves 2 steps away, just like the Nebby. But like I said, the Takeaway is what we want. The Synchronize, is that what it is? Synchronize. If you're fighting other Psychic, they spin. If they win, if they land a white, miss 5, or wait 5. Sigilyph, missed opportunity here because it has the Tailwind. The Tailwind, as it reads, your flying type Pokemon gain +1 MP until the end of your next turn to maximum MP4. I think it should have been a fixed turns. Like, well, it already is, but I think it should have been more turns. I think it should have been like your flying type get +1 for 3 turns or 3 of your turns. I think it would have been more beneficial. I think it could have changed some things, but I think it's a missed opportunity. What do you guys think? And then this ability basically has the built-in the Phantom Energy, and I also think they missed an opportunity here because it says if there are 3 or more. Who's running 3 of the same mons? Nobody's running 3 Altarias. Nobody's running 3 Rays, but they're running 2. I think it should have been 2 instead of 3. Would have changed the dynamic. And then the Drifloon, same thing. Tailwind, missed opportunity. Giratina, Lele. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so that was briefly covering over the figures, and I have 2 matches that I want to show you. And the first match is actually against the one and only Saturday Night Monster. He too is from the land down under with H2O Queen. So let's jump into that match. All right, this was the first match that I had with this deck, and I want to explain my deck before we even continue. Okay, so I mentioned this in my stream. With this banner, there's a lot of purple. I think that we're going to start seeing like Combuskin, Blaziken, maybe even Zapdos. I think they're going to be more prevalent in the meta. And I think Mega Ray obviously is Mega Ray. He's going to stay because of that large gold. So I put my thinking cap on and I'm like, okay. So if we are going to see more Combuskins, if we are going to see more Rays, or not more Rays, but more Zapdos, or just more gold, I guess you could say. How can we neutralize that? Well, we've been running one specific deck, and there's this one figure named Tapu Lele. Tarpon, I'm sure you're going to like this, but Tapu Lele adds a star to all of my Psychic mons. Well, I created basically a Psychic deck with the Marshadow and the Zoro, because you need Zoro to switch. But look how I Carbonite my Elgems, and like these are the figures that I had. So we didn't pull the Mega Gardevoir, we didn't pull the Mega Banette, and we didn't pull the Drifblims. So I'm like, all right, well I'm gonna have to make do with what I pulled. And look how big the Takeaway is on my Elgyem. Like I Carmed them both to 10. So now they're gonna have a 3-star Takeaway when I attack. And Lele, if there's 2 steps away from my Lele, I'm gonna bait the gold attackers close to my Lele, so then I can attack the following turn. And then Lunala benefits from the 2 plates that we got. We got the Spell Tag, which is +20 for Ghost, and then the Odd Incense, which is +20 for Psychic. So I'm like, yo, let's make a godly Lunala. We're going to make a godly Lunala. Here's +40, and also -20 from the opponents when they attack my Ghostmon when Marshadow's on the board. So this first match, like I said, it's against Saturday Night Monster. Looks like he's testing out the figures that he got. He's rocking the Poipole with the Ghosts and the Origin form. So let's see how this match unfolds. So I'm going to immediately rush. He has nothing that can stop my Marshadow. We're going to safely take the entry point here. He has to cover up with his Drifblim, who I think Drifblim is a pretty sweet Pokemon. But he brings his Poipole on. I should have actually moved up something right here just to threaten the surround on the Poipole. But I don't right there. So I'll bring up Lunala. And then I'm going to counter the Giratina with that. And he does fall for the bait. He does take the entry point. I am rocking the long throw. So we do get rid of this Poiple. And now I think I'm just going to start setting up. Yep, I set my spell tag. I mean, I could have been aggressive here. I could have attacked these bananas. Could have attacked the shaman, but probably would have rolled dodge or gold. Alright, now we have our Lunala completely buffed. Looks like Serenade Monster is going to Mega here. And he Megas on this one. I was like, oh, okay. Because I thought the Mega was here. He attacked my poor Marshadow. But I'm going to switch here. We don't want to lose our Marshadow just yet. And he gets the curse. I'm like, oh no. But let's kind of cover up the Elgyem and the Beheeyem on their ability. When this Pokemon is knocked out, you may move one of your Pokemon that has been excluded from the duel to the bench. And this Pokemon becomes excluded, so I'm like, okay, I'm cursed, but we can bring him back in the future. So I'm going to advance here. He takes the entry point. He has to win this roll or he gets surrounded. Sorry. He does not win the roll, so we're actually going to come back and move him to his own PC. So now here I'm kind of in a pickle. I know he's trying to surround me, but I'm going to DC here. I have pretty good odds against this Drifblim. And he rolls the miss. Unfortunately, he rolls the miss. We don't have to respin. I thought Saturday Monster was just going to relax, but he decides to DC an attack here. Like, this could have been game. And he gets the roll. And I'm like, alright. Well, now our Zoro is gone. But like I said, because of the ability, we can bring him back. And just so you guys know, I haven't done the calculations. Please, somebody do the calculation for me. But I'm hitting for 110. Does that mean I'm at 220 damage? 220 damage? Well, plus the negative 20 if they attack me with my Marshadow. What is that, 260? I'm not entirely sure. Please, someone check my math on that. And the plus star. So this Lunala is very dangerous now. So I'm just going to start slowly closing in. Serenade Monster, he's going to max revive. I take the entry point here, and now I'm going to DC, and we're going to try and get rid of this. I think it's the Drifblim I try to get rid of. He hits the Hex. Look at this. Negative 30, I'm at 110. Incredible. My cat's freaking out. I'm just going to advance here. I'm going to have to cover up the entry point. Things are looking really, really good for me. Switch his form. And here, I'm like, I don't have any DCs, but let's go for a game. I mean, I know it's kind of a risky attack, but I was like, I just want to end the game. My roll's been going okay. Whatever. But there's Marshadow showing off its ability. The poor Giratina, negative 20 damage. And again, I'm just going to close in on here. We're going to attack the Banette. And we get the takeaway. Let's go. Welcome to my PC, sir. Now I get the evolution to my Beheeyem, which I honestly think the Elgyem is better than the Beheeyem, just because of how big the takeaway is. We're just going to go block here. And I don't know. I could have attacked with Nala, but I wasn't confident in Nala taking out the Poiple. Yeah, and unfortunately, my Nala does not have the buff anymore. Does not have the 40 buff. Because I rolled a miss, and I was really salty. Cover up here. All I gotta do is I'm gonna start slowly collapsing on the right side. We have the left side pretty much down, but he lands his takeaway, and I'm like, oh well, okay, I'm gonna go to your PC. How's that? I was actually trying to go for, well, it wasn't actually, but teleport would have been nice. Would have surrounded. Well, actually, no, it would have been nice. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I totally forget about Poiple and Poiple's sweet little ability. I did not see that coming. And, yeah. Beheeyem is gone, but then we do get the Zoro back. So here, I know this was a bad play, but I just wanted, I was like, dude, I have the better odds. I just want to do it. But it didn't work out. It was actually a bad play. I should not have done that. And he gets to surround me. And that's what, twice the Poiple was doing Poiple things. and the #1 gold attacker in the game gets very, very fortunate here. We get rid of this Giratina. And now things are looking good for me again. We can attack here. I know, at this point I was like, I know if I lose this row I'm going to get surrounded. But I wanted to get my Elgyem out of their PC. And I need to get my Lunala back on the board. So I sack myself right here, bring my Lunala on the board. My Lunala is basically my win condition here. Now we're going to try and take this out. I realized again that I think I would have been surrounded if I missed this roll. But we win the roll and we get our Elgyem back. Alright, let's go. Does not have the Mega. Well, he already wasted the Mega, so I can freely take the entry point. I have confidence in my Tapu Lele. I was hoping for the teleport here. Teleport would have been nice, but we're going to bring him to my PC, and then we get to... And it's really good about takeaway is like we don't have weight. If we had to gain weight, it might be more balanced, and I think they actually might. They actually might nerf it, because I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh, that's such a clutch roll. Get the teleport right there. I'm like, let's go. I didn't want him to sack here, so that's why I moved closer. And I get another fortune roll. I'm like, let's go. But please let me know your thoughts on takeaway. Like, do you think it should be nerfed? Do you think you should gain weight when you go to the bench? So here I'm not going to worry about taking entry point. I'm just going to try and end the game. Land teleport again. Actually, you know what? I probably should have done that. But I'm like, no. We're going to test these. Oh, you know what? I was running low on time. That's what it was. I was running low on time here. I think I was under like 30 seconds left. So I had to end the game quick. Or I had to try to. And we get the fortunate roll there from the Banette. Landed that in Prism. And that is GG. Boys, a good game to Saturday Night Monster. Looks like they were trying out a deck. I'm trying out a deck. And I actually really like this deck. All right, let's jump into the second match. All right, guys, before the second match starts, I played a Dragon deck, man. 3.9 player. I totally had him beat. And then Drampa landed 2 clutch push-asides on my whites. I was so salty. Like, this deck did really, really well against him. I should have kept the match, actually, but I was actually really salty. Like, you know when you lose and you're just like, whatever, and you just want to get off the screen because you don't want to see the loss there? I was salty, but we did so well against it. But anyway, we're going against Prad Bit. And he's rocking... interesting that he's rocking Altarias with his deck. But he long throws the Drift Bloom. Or, yeah, the Drift Bloom. And I don't like my my Zoro against this Lucario. I think I need to figure out a better matchup for Lucarios. But I'm just going to set up the Lunala. We're going to beef up this Lunala. And he takes out my poor... Marshadow. I don't want my... For some reason I didn't switch. I don't know why. We get a fortunate roll here. Although I don't KO him. And what I do is I move my Lele next to the Zoro because I was fearing him Mega Evolving. And if he Mega Evolved, he has that gold. But this is perfect for me because now I can DC and he's not Mega Evolved. It doesn't matter. But that's why I moved the Lele there. Just in case he Mega... Just in case he had that gold. That gold would be away. But we're going to DC here. And we're going to go for the takeaway and get rid of this Lucario. Lands the Aura Sphere. And I'm going to land my 3-star takeaway. Hello, Lucario. Welcome to the PC. So he starts advancing up with that Altaria. And I have, like... My figures are... They match so much better in this match because of Lele. Like, Lele... I know Tarveld's been saying this the entire time how good Lele is, but I'm now just barely understanding how amazing Lele is. Lunala rolled another miss. I was super upset here. I decided to beef up my Lunala all the way. I know he's probably going to try and take my entry point, which is fine. I have ways to cover up. So he's going to DC here, thinking he can out-damage me. He hits the Hyper Beam, and look at that. I hit for 110. Even after the buffs, 71. That is it. And trying to get the final song. Does not get the final song. I was actually surprised he didn't because I've seen, I don't know, Mega Altaria's hit final song a lot, but yeah, clearly out damage him with my beastly Lunala. I think I take the entry point here, threaten game. He has to cover up, and then I'm going to take the entry point with the Beheeyem, and then he attacks my Marshadow, and I'm like, oh yeah, we need to protect my Marshadow. Clutch dodge. Although, what did you guys increase? I did the white. Should I do the dodge? But I'm like, I don't want you touching my Marshadow anymore, so we're going to attack you. I get the teleport. I'm like, we have you beat if we get the takeaway. It's a risk, but we gotta take risk, and we do get it. Hello, Drift Bloom. clutch. Very clutch there. Now I have to survive one more roll with my Mars Shuttle as I advance up with the Elgyem, and he attacks again. I'm like, please get the dodge. Parasong into the Shadow Sneak. Even better, Mars Shuttle has been rolling pretty good rolls today. So now we can safely just move up in the opponent here. Just trying all they can do. It's pretty much GG, boys. It's supersonic. We have the ability to move through, and that is GG, boys. I'm loving this deck so far. I've only played 3 matches, but I think it does well. It's got the Zoro, it's got the Lele, and it has the other pieces. Like, I mean, if we played Poplio, we'd be in trouble, but come on, how often do we see Poplio? So right now, I'm gonna keep running this deck. I like it a lot. I also made a ghost deck, but I'm actually liking this deck a little better. So I don't know, we'll see more things as the weeks continue, but we're gonna cut it there. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, as always, peace.